The following is a special presentation of KDOW. Money Pulse. Monitoring the heartbeat of money. From Wall Street to Main Street to your wallet. Now here's your host, Dynasti E Young.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Money Pulse. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today I have a special guest, Shelley Berniker with Sports Basement. Welcome, Shelly. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Sports Basement. So from humble beginnings to now you have 14 stores. I'd love to hear the history and the story behind Sports Basement. I understand you've been with the company for 26 years, so you know all the details. So, Shelley, did you guys actually start in a basement?
We did not start in a basement. We're asked that very frequently.
I bet.
We were inspired by Filene's Basement, so the discount retailer coming out of the East Coast. And that's where our model started, was to buy closeouts and offer great gear, but at amazing prices. And that model still exists, although we pepper the store with other items as well.
Yeah, so I understand you guys offer sports equipment. You guys also do rental equipment. Is that correct?
We do. So what's really cool about us is that we have this combination of providing gear, which is for purchase and also rentals. And they each have value and a need in meeting where our customers are at. The rentals program is thoughtful as like buying for the store, thinking about what gear we want to offer on the mountain, what gear we want to offer for somebody's camping experience, whether they're backpacking or car camping, what we might want to offer if somebody's having a picnic and they need a tent or something like that. So that department also is thoughtfully curated and thoughtfully prepared for people to come in and rent so that they can have the experience out and about, maybe without the cost and maybe without having to store items.
Well, you guys are really thoughtful in your strategy and in your business model. And I love that as a consumer. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah, I was going to say it makes a lot of sense, particularly where we started in San Francisco and, now throughout the Bay, not everybody has a lot of room. And it's also a really nice way to be a sustainable and also a sustainable approach to people getting out to the outdoors.
Wow. Yeah. So not a basement, but a store in San Francisco that was open 2 days a week. And then you went to full time. And now you guys have 14 locations.
14 locations, 12 in the Bay Area, 2 in Southern California. It's really fun. And each store, while we're one company, each store has its own unique personality that's developed by the GM of that store and the staff that make it up. And that also, I think, is what makes us really special and fun.
And that's incredible because California is so diverse. Each space, SoCal, NorCal, Central Cal, we all like to do, similar activities, but some activities are more prominent in other spaces. Like I could think San Diego probably has a lot of surfers and, might be different for Northern California. Maybe Northern California is more into snow activities, skiing. I don't know. Are those kind of how the demographics break up in your store to store? Do you notice kind of trends like that?
Not so much based in activity. Our Southern California stores really appeal to the Mammoth crowd. So there's quite a bit of skiing that happens there. Wow. And camping is happening and cycling and running. You might get out of the Santa Rosa store a little bit more tubing on the Russian River or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something fun like that. But generally speaking, the mix of product is similar across the board. What I was referring to is that the stores, when you walk in and the experience of them, the signs, some of the signs, the displays, the fixtures, that might be unique to that store and it's what its staff is creating.
So you really empower your employees to feel ownership in the business and to feel like they really are contributing to it.
We do. I think it's a reason why people come to work with us at every level is that their store is their store. And, certainly as we get bigger, there's, the corporate oversight to make sure that we're all in alignment, but each store still has the vibe and what's coming from that store staff. And to some extent, maybe even that store's customer and what they like to experience. So it makes it very engaging, and it makes it a two-way street, I guess a three-way street, between the corporate and quotation marks, the staff and the customer.
That really does set you guys apart. I love that. And, community is everything. And so thank you for empowering your employees and your stores, location to location. I think that's wonderful. And I'm going to be observing that now. I live near the Campbell location by the prune yard. You guys, that's a pretty new location too, actually, from what I remember.
Campbell's somewhere in the middle. The newest location is Almaden in San Jose.
Oh, okay.
Which opened about a month ago.
Okay, I did see that one as well. I was very excited for you guys. You're popping up all over.
Yeah.
Very neat. So you guys are also very involved in the community, which I think is very admirable. You guys have given back more than $13 million to local schools and nonprofits. That's just kudos and thank you for doing that. That's so important for us in our communities. What inspired that program? I mean, I kind of get your guys' vibe as far as, giving back and taking ownership of your people and your space. And I love that. But what inspired the program? You guys call it the Basement Tiers program?
Yeah. So our Basement Tiers program is dual pronged. The basement tier, the customer saves 10% on their purchases, and then we give 10% of profits back to a charity or a school of their choice. And it's our version of a loyalty program, and I think elevating what loyalty means. Mm-hmm. And the program in its full holistically is, it's a virtuous circle. As we do well as a company, and we're for profit, and there's no shame in that. But we also know that as a for profit, we can give back. And so what we do is we give back in a way that allows each of our stores to support that community that's supporting them. And it really does work. It also is a great element of again, coming back to the staff, of why I think staff feel good about working with us, is that your job becomes more than just a job, more than just transactional. It's been a huge part of what's made me happy. I've never thought in working retail that there'd be such a strong philanthropic arm to what I do. And that's pretty amazing.
Absolutely amazing. I've been in retail, back in the day, and it didn't feel like that. I wish I would have come across a sports basement in my world at that time.
There's still time. You can still join us.
Uh-oh. Watch out, station, KDOW. I'm leaving. I'm just kidding.
There you go. We'll make room for you.
Thank you. So if you're just tuning in, I'm joined today by Shelley Berniker. She's the director of San Francisco marketing for Sports Basement. A great community member, contributor, and it seems like they've done a lot of impact with more than $13 million of donations to local schools and nonprofits and contributions. She's wonderful. We're just discussing the beginnings. They didn't start in a basement, but they did start very small. Now they have grown to 14 locations, and they have it all. What I think about when I think retail and brick and mortar stores is that the consumer behavior has definitely transitioned, which has affected a lot of brick and mortars just in all industries, really. How has Sports Basement, kind of adjusted or pivoted in that space where everybody wants digital? Not necessarily me. I love the experience, but how have you guys pivoted and tried to stay ahead of that game?
Part of it is that, we do have the website. And so for those folks who want to shop online, there's that opportunity to do that. Or I think a lot of what people use a website for is to pre-shop and to look for what might be in a store, and particularly one of our stores, because I think people still generally want to visit our stores. They might want to know that an item's going to be there in advance, but they do want to come in and, what we say, experience the basement. So as far as a shopping visit goes, people still enjoy coming to our stores. So we do both. We have the website, and then we have our stores.
So if they were to shop or pre-shop, like you said, I like that. I do a lot of pre-shopping in my daytime day to day. They could go to sportsbasement.com and then select the location wherever they might be over here in Northern California, or your almost 3 locations in Southern California, and they can check you out at sportsbasement.com. But yeah, it's the experience. And it sounds like you guys have some great team members that why wouldn't we want to come experience the basement?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. People just walk in. Someone had asked me a question a while ago about the store and the experience. And I said, one thing I always feel and hear in our stores are people laughing. And it sounds really kind of funny, like, oh, that's pithy or whatever. But it's really not. What happens is people are in the store and you often find, family friends who, bump into each other kind of thing. And they're pretty joyous places. So people come in and the vibe is good and hopefully there's good music and the product is great and the staff is there to help them and not push them. And we really spend a lot of time allowing the staff and wanting the experience, again, in quotation marks, being to feel something different and wow and fun and light and more than just buying something that they can do online.
Right.
So we invite them into our store to experience something else.
Open up the doors to your home, to your basement, and, have that interaction with humans and people that can actually help. And I love running into my friends when I'm shopping. That's an experience all in itself.
It really is. I mean, it happens a lot over the holidays. It's really fun. You just see people in line, if there is a line, just, oh my God, I haven't seen you. What's so-and-so doing? Oh my God, bring your kids over and let me look at them.
Right.
It's very charming.
Right. Place of community. I mean, absolutely. So, gosh, yeah, this is beautiful. So I just wanted to ask really quick, are you fully staffed for your Almaden location in San Jose? Are you guys still looking for new applications?
That's a great question. I would have guessed, we're always looking for great people. So I'll leave it with that. Always looking for great people. So if there's somebody out there listening, please apply.
Yeah, and they can go to sportsbasement.com. We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. Shelley, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be back with Sports Basement. Thank you.
Money Pulse, KDOW's financial news magazine, monitoring the heartbeat of money from Wall Street to Main Street to your wallet. You're listening to Money Pulse on AM 1220 KDOW.
Welcome back to the Money Pulse, everyone. This is Dynasti E Young, your host. I'm here with Shelley Berniker of Sports Basement. We're just talking about community and how fun it is to actually go shopping. I mean, gosh, do you guys remember COVID times where we had to do everything online? We couldn't grocery shop. We were scared to leave our houses. It was so boring. So let's get out there. Let's go to Sports Basement, see what they got. And not only do they have some great equipment for sale and for rent, for camping, for skiing, snowboarding, gosh, you name it, they got it. They also have some pretty fantastic events that they have set up. Shelley, can you tell us a little bit about your Snowfest events that are going to be starting here in November?
Yeah, I would love to. So each of our stores hosts a Snowfest event, the first one beginning November 1st and going right before Thanksgiving. And at each location, vendors are invited to come into the store. And then with customers, they're there to fit them, talk to them. So the customers are engaging with the industry insiders as well as our staff, who are amazing, for a big celebration of snow. And with it, there are amazing raffles and oftentimes with purchase giveaways to the mountains. And they're just big snow celebrations that are very fun and a great time to look at what's out on the market in these snow sports.
So starting on November 1st, you'll be having the Snowfest events kick off, and vendors in the industry are welcome to sign up for free for this event?
No. So we invite the vendors.
Okay.
Sorry if I wasn't clear.
Yeah, I just want to check that.
Yeah, we invite the vendors each year to come in, and they are at per their schedules at each of the stores. And they have a table, they're fitting boots, they're talking skis, they're talking apparel. It's the vendors that you would expect to see who are the on-mountain experts in our stores, engaging with the customers just as we do. So basically, it's also just having that many more people there to interact with as a customer, people who really know the sports.
Yeah, and really, really like full service, white glove event for somebody who's looking for an expert in whatever it might be that they're interested in. Are you able to share with us some of your partnerships, some of your vendors that you invite to the event?
Yeah, Solomon, K2, North Face, Patagonia, Rob.
Oh, good brands. Yes.
A whole bunch of them.
Amazing. So on November 1st, which location is starting this kickoff with the Snowfest event?
I know Bryant Street for sure.
San Francisco?
That's the one that I'll be at. Yep, Bryant Street in San Francisco. And then I'd have to look at the calendar, if you give me just a second, to tell you the other one for November 1st, which would be Sunnyvale.
Oh, excellent. That's closer to me. I love it. So Sunnyvale and Bryant Street in San Francisco on November 1st will kick off the Snowfest event for Sports Basement. So if you're interested in talking to the industry leaders and the industry experts at Sports Basement, go check them out. This sounds like a very fun event, and it's just an extra added value to the customers of Sports Basement and being an in-person shopper. I love it. So let's have some fun, Shelly. So, you guys all allow your individual voices to be heard as far as like management and employees. So, Shelly, if you had your own store that you were general manager of, what kind of stuff would we see in that store? What's your favorite sporting event or sporting activity? What do you like to do? What would we see in Shelly's store?
Oh, and just my store?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm starting to get more into hiking.
Ooh.
So I'd probably be very hiking centric. I'd have all the great sort of trail runner shoes, which are just amazing. For hiking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd focus there. And then I think I'd have a pretty robust nutrition department, kind of like we already do in our stores, because the nutrition part of what's out there is just really interesting to learn about all the different foods and supplements. And it's pretty amazing. It's a pretty neat industry, and it's very engaging.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know, Shelly. Let's crack that open a little bit. So, you guys have a nutrition line or a nutrition section, and what kind of stuff can we find there?
Yeah, so we don't have our own line, but we do have, and our buyer is really good here, is just an incredible selection of goos and gels and bars and, protein bars, energy bars, gluten-free bars, keto. Like there's just so much in that space. And our stores are mini supermarkets of these nutrition items. All these recovery, energy, active, it's pretty amazing. It's quite the selection. And so if you're into that kind of thing, or you think you might want to be into that kind of thing, I recommend checking out the stores and walking around and seeing what's there and picking up packets and reading them and just learning more. It's pretty fun.
That is, yeah. So you kind of filter my selection for me in a sense, because, there is so much stuff out there. I don't know where to begin. So if I go to Sports Basement, I can begin with your nutritional section and kind of have a filter down of your, incredible buyer selection, and go from there. I think that sounds wonderful for me because I'm terrible at making decisions. So thank you. How long have you guys had that nutrition section? Has that been a forever thing for Sports Basement?
It's been a forever thing, but it really is a lot more robust. It's just a lot. Yeah, we've had it. We've always had it. But it really is in its own way, a technical department. And so it's at a place to really, whether you're a newbie, athlete or a seasoned athlete or a pro athlete. People have different needs, and it's a really cool way to walk around and see what's on the market.
Yeah.
And to think about your own health.
Yeah, you guys think about it all. I mean, we got the equipment. Now we've got the stuff that can rebuild our muscles and our...
That's exactly right.
It's wonderful. So if you're just tuning in, once again, I'm here with Shelly, Director of San Francisco Marketing for Sports Basement. You can visit them at sportsbasement.com, or they would rather you come and say hi in person at one of their 14 locations throughout California. They've got some events coming up November 1st. If you're into skiing and snowboarding, they've got Snowfest starting November 1st in Sunnyvale and Bryant Street in San Francisco. Don't miss that. It sounds like a really great thing if you are into the snow sports. You get to meet all the vendors, all the experts in the industry, and supported by wonderful staff of Sports Basement. Thanks for sharing that with us, Shelly. I love to hear the personal stuff. I mean, your view on things are important to us. I mean, you've been around for 26 years for a reason. So you hold a very big core piece of this business. So I thank you for your insight.
It's my pleasure. It's super fun.
So, where's your favorite place to go hiking since you've been hiking most recently and you're into that? Do you have a favorite spot locally you'd like to share?
Ooh, I should have prepared because a friend took me on a hike last weekend and I didn't get the name of it, but it was over in Marin.
Okay.
And it was just somewhere I'd never been before. And it's like most of us in the Bay Area, a friend takes you somewhere and you're like, wait, what? This is 30 minutes away right here with these gorgeous views and up in the hills and looking at the ocean. I don't recall the name of it. But it was, even just locally, I wouldn't call it as much hiking, but, Land's End is it's just so pretty. So I'm still getting my way around the Bay Area on where to hike, but I am finding that I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, there are some really great places around San Francisco. I've taken my daughter when she was a Girl Scout, and I can't remember the name now. I'm blanking as well, but we did a one-night backpacking trip, like real backpacking, no bathroom, a tent, but it was gorgeous just to be able to sit there and take in what we forget about sometimes is just a really great thing to do. And Sports Basement is definitely encouraging that behavior by providing all the best hiking gear and shoes. Like you said, those shoes are amazing. So is there anywhere that is on your bucket list that you'd like to go hike now that you're kind of in that space?
Yeah, well, I did come home the other night and said to my husband, I really want to go to Banff. So I have already started looking at the Canadian Rockies.
Ooh, that's cool.
So it's not local, but, I was thinking like, oh, where might I want to go? And so that's looking, I did spend some time researching the other night, thinking that looks like a lot of fun.
That sounds incredible. Yeah. And I mean, you don't have to stay local, but it is incredible what you can find locally. Like,
it is amazing.
Yeah. I'm here in San Jose and I enjoy, like the redwoods, off of Highway 9 or off 17. There was this place called the Garden of Eden when we were growing up. And it was a water hole that nobody knew about. And, we had to go down the road take a right at the fork and walk across the road, the railroad track. And now there's Google for that and everybody knows where it is.
Right. Yeah, right.
Oh, my goodness.
But difference.
Yeah. So
it's funny as you're talking, though, we were hosting a movie, last night, which actually also was really pretty cool. It was with the climber Anna Hazelnut, and one of her short films took place in Tualatin Meadows, and you see a picture of the Yosemite area and you're just constantly reminded, like, that's not that far, and it's so beautiful.
Right. We got to remember California. We are in California. It's expensive here, but there's a reason why.
I know. All right, maybe I won't go to Banff. I'll stay local.
You can do whatever you want, Shelly.
Okay.
I have faith that you'll be hiking all over California as well.
That's probably true, too.
So I just want to thank you again so much for joining us here from Sports Basement, Shelly. You've been a wonderful guest. Thank you for sharing all these wonderful things that you guys are doing. The last question I wanted to ask you, is there a place or a website besides sportsbasement.com that people that want to get involved with your Basement Tiers program or anything that can help connect them with that movement, how can they find more information?
Yeah, thank you for that question. So on our website, you can see the link to Basementiers, and it will give all the information on the program, how to become a Basementier, and all the elements of the program, including the discount to the customer and the profit sharing part of picking your charity or school. And that's all found on the website as well.
Amazing. So yeah, go to sportsbasement.com, find the Basementier link, learn more to help give back to schools and nonprofits in the Bay Area and beyond. Thank you again, Shelley from Sports Basement, and we'll see you next week on Money Pulse.
This has been Money Pulse, KDOW's financial news magazine, monitoring the heartbeat of money from Wall Street to Main Street to your wallet.